How exciting. I have always admired the typewriters in this writing room they call the study. And now I finally have an available. The pickings were slim and most of these do not work. This was the best I could find and still, I'm going to read this like 5 times before I start anything because it's simply incredible that all these levers to produce thoughts and ideas. So this is a long time ago. Although I suppose a thought is only as permanent as the paper it is printed on. Or perhaps a thought is always a beginning, its purpose to evolve when the paper changes hands. Speaking of beginnings, if you are going to know my story, then I suppose you should hear the beginning. Should you not? I was 3. My first foster parents stuck in the generic mode of family sitcoms. When I turned 16, I was able to get a lot. Pieces of me. After Manny retired a couple of years later, I took up employment with a You're
going to be a police.
Named Sylvia, and she introduced me to horology. This was the final piece of my... And it fit into place like...
What are you going to be doing if you have that, Mom?
I'm just sitting right here for adults. And fit into place like a tightly wound hairspring. I give to you a simple watch from my collection, one that I hope will trigger on... anesthetically pleasant reaction. Is that the word?
Anesthetically?
Yeah.
Zooming
now I am here, and
in.
you are somewhere out there reading this letter. It is sad that 2 people who would share such a tactile tether should stay so far removed from one another. But it is all a matter of perspective. What's that T word?
Yeah.
Well, that I have provided illustrates this well. 2 ideas seemingly will be important to you. Certain protocols that must be followed. Even if I could, however, there are things, but you can hear them, can you not? To be more accurate, this is what you signed up for. And with that, at the moment, and I do not want to throw a wrench in the system. As it were, that is why without blank or blank, comma, I can tell you between noon and halfway round at 2 o'clock, 4:30, 3:15, 3:15, 2:15, okay, something, ever so quarterly, Asper. What? Oh, Asper. Spill nothing on here. Nothing.
Oh no. Creepy.
Dirty hands, you can't.
These hands ain't
Powders.
sticky. These hands ain't sticky.
He said put stuff on top of one another. I wonder if that has to do with times.
She's going to solve something. Got an invitation.
Dear listening friend, thank you so much for becoming part of our family. I would like to apologize before we get too far along for my awkward letters. I am not usually writing our volunteers, but my superiors have sent it down that we are working on a new initiative to keep you a little more in the loop than the usual crowd. And the listening friends family, it is very important to all of us that you can access my notes on all the items. Go to you can follow the 2-step process on the screen. Your package ID. My name is Megan, but I prefer Meg. It is what my friends out on the summer. We are in an old building and only have a handful of patients, so with our limited resources we operate little differently than other facilities. Much of what we do involves maintaining the listening friends archives. What patients do we have here are a bit quirky, but I think they're a bunch of really nice people. I hope this works out and I hope you stay with us. It is always nice to grow the fam, especially when we all fit together. Enjoy getting to know your friend, and I will be in touch next month. Thanks for listening.
Will she solve the case? No one knows.
How do you open it?
We'll see next time on Hunt a Killer.
In the pictures.